what's going on right now, I can't say I'm shocked. They are suing, by they, a man is suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. Where do they do that at? It's crazy, but let's talk about it. Get money, what you say, huh? Get money, what you say, huh? Get money, what you say, huh? Get money. What's up, everybody? My name is Charity, and I am the Mommy Money Getter. Welcome to my channel. You saw the thumbnail. Your boy Tyler Perry, aka Medea, has been sued for 260 million smackaroos. Now, the person who is suing him alleges that Tyler P. Typeezy has been harassing him. He wanted to get up in those buns, but he didn't say that there has been like any attacks or anything. He's just been harassed. So 260 million, that's a lot for harassment. And it hasn't been for that long, but we're going to get into that. And is there really an attack on black men? I don't know. I mean, there seems to be that conspiracy theory, and you're like, well, if they did it, right? But there seems to be a laser focus on black men, especially rich black men, because since when did they care? They, meaning they, you guys know who I'm talking about. Since when did they care like that about what's going on in black people's bedrooms? I mean, there's a lot of things going on out in the world. A lot of people who are really being abused, harassed, and things like that. But the government isn't really focusing on those because it won't provide the salacious headlines, right? But I'm also of this mindset. If you did it, you did it, and you need to be held accountable for it. Your money and your millions and your fame should not come before justice. Let's talk about it, guys. I'm waiting for everybody to come on in, and when you do come on in, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. But you know already that I'm going to break it down, pull it apart, and put it back together again. So, right now, let's get into these charges. What is, well, not the charges, he hasn't been charged, but with Diddy, it started off as a lawsuit, right? With Bill Cosby, he had many lawsuits. And then finally, he was charged. So it can start off with a lawsuit against Tyler Perry, but it can still become it could become jail time, depending, right? You guys think Medea's gonna really go to jail in real life, like in that movie? It's crazy, right? But again, I am not surprised. Remember that actor came out last year and alluded to being abused by someone big in the industry. And many people thought he was talking about Tyler Perry, but he never said names. And he kept alluding to coming out with the and telling who it was. I believe that he was, checking traps and just basically coming out and making accusations and letting whoever it was, aka allegedly Tyler, hey, if you don't pay me my money, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. That's what I think. I forget his name, but I'm going to find it out for you guys. We got a lot to talk about. But yes, I wasn't surprised to hear that Tyler was being sued for harassment. Um, we've been hearing this a lot, right? I just feel like, Tyler, live your truth, but at the same time, here's what I want to know. And maybe one of you guys can answer me this. What is somebody supposed to do if they like somebody? How do you know if you like somebody and they like you? Because that's what the bottom line is. If you like somebody and you want to talk to them, you can't talk to them, it boggles the mind. If I like a guy and he likes me and he approaches me and say, "Hey, can I take you out?" We start talking on the phone, right? And if he has action at helping me out with something, what's so wrong with that? What's so wrong with that? If I'm dating him because I like him and he's coming on to me and asking me out on a date because he likes me, what's wrong with that? There's no law against that. But I'm headed over to TMZ.com and I'm going to tell you what the accusations are. Tyler Perry is being sued for, oh, wait a minute. It's not just harassment, it's for an SA. Oval Oval actor claims years. Oh, it wasn't just like a little. Okay, let's dig into this. Years of harassment and more. So this is why you need to really not just rely on headlines. You need to dig deep if you want to know things before you get on the internet. Start doing commentary. Start telling people different things, and you don't know what you're talking about, like I just did. But here we go. Tyler Perry is facing an accusation of SA, a claim coming from an actor on his long-running TV show, The Oval, and one Tyler's camp is calling a scam. TMZ has learned. Derek Dixon filed a lawsuit against Perry, and in the docs, he claims he and the director met at an event back in 2019. In Derek's words, Tyler picked him out of the crowd and asked for his phone number, suggesting he might have a role for him. Okay, he's scouting for talent. No big deal. Let's go on. As it turned out, he did. Derek says Tyler gave him a small role in 2 episodes of a show called Ruthless. Then in January 2020, Derek says Tyler invited him to his Atlanta home and he accepted, hoping to build a friendship that would lead to more acting gigs. Wait a minute. So, Derek, you went to Tyler's house hoping to build a friendship that would lead to more acting gigs. So, right there, what this is telling me is you wanted a relationship that could net you more work in the acting. So you wanted a friendship, so you didn't want a friendship that would just be you guys platonically getting together as buddies, hanging out, golfing, whatever else it is you do. You wanted something out of it. That's why you went. That's his words, according to TMZ. He wanted to build a friendship that could lead to more acting roles. So basically, you want to use Tyler. That's what I'm getting out of it. That's my opinion. Let's go on. But according to the suit, while there, Derek drank too much and ended up sleeping in a guest room. So he drank too much. Did anybody make you drink that much? In the docs obtained by TMZ, Derek claims Tyler got into the bed with him and started touching his thighs. And although he rejected the advances that night, he claims Tyler remained interested. Shortly thereafter, Derek says he landed the role of Dale in The Oval. Great for his career, but he claims it was around this time that Tyler also started firing off suggestive texts, including asking what Drew's what his preferences were, and telling him he has relations with men. Derek also knows his character Dale was written as LGBTQ, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with other characters for a place to stay. It's TV, okay? Entertainment. He claims that's exactly what Tyler told him he was looking for in a real life partner. Someone who would be loyal and dependent upon Tyler. You could say no. You could say no. Derek says he feared his career would be derailed if he flatly rejected Tyler. So instead, he told him he just wasn't that type, that likes to get down all the time. But he was also always terrified he'd lose his job if he complained of harassment. Okay, why not just file the $260 lawsuit, right? That's what you did anyway. Why not file the lawsuit day one? Because if you're harassing me day one, I don't care about your movies. I don't care about your acting gigs. What I care about is you playing with me. You're playing on my top. We this wouldn't even be a conversation. You harass me once. The second time we meet up, I record you and I sue you, and we handle it like that. So forget acting because I got your money now, or I can build my own studio, whatever. Okay, but did Derek do that? Absolutely not. Let's move on. I know I'm being judgmental. Guys, weigh in the chat. All right, so moving on. To that point, he says Tyler once again invited him to Atlanta later in 2020, and things allegedly took a dark turn. Derek claims Perry greeted him warmly but quickly started uh, intimately, let's just say that, you guys get what I'm saying, charged conversation. So why does he keep meeting up with him if he's harassing him? For an acting gig? Like, you allow someone to harass you for an acting gig? I gotta stop being judgmental. Let me go on. Okay, so he says Perry greeted him warmly and started talking nasty stuff to him, like asking him if how he likes to be treated in bed, and then grabbed Derek by the throat while saying, "Look how excited you got. Ooh, Tyler. Ooh." He says he pushed Tyler away, and that was the end of that alleged incident. The lawsuit includes years of text messages allegedly sent by between both men. Most of the ones Tyler allegedly sent are charged. For instance, one reads, "No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to." The most aggressive incident allegedly went down in June of 2021, again at Tyler's Atlanta home. Dixon was staying in the guest house and wearing only his underoos, the dun when he says Tyler came in to give him a good night hug. Why is he at his home? Like, why are you always in this man's home? I don't get that. And Tyler, where was your wife, your baby mama, when you were doing all this stuff that you're being accused of? Okay. He alleges Tyler yanked down his duns and groped him and said, "Relax, just let it happen," and assured him it wasn't going to hurt. Dixon says he managed to rebuff his advances by changing the subject. By changing the subject? Wait a minute. You said he came in the room and he did what? And all you did was change the subject? Man, stop playing. According to the suit, Dixon finally filed a complaint with Equal Employment and Opportunity Commission in June of 2024. Okay. And then quit the Oval, saying he can no longer put up with the with the harassment. Dixon is suing in Tyler Perry Studios for quid pro quo and workplace uh, harassment and assault and battery, and he's seeking $260 million in damages. Whoa. Tyler's attorney, Matthew Boyd, tells us this is an individual who got close to Tyler for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. But Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident. Wait a minute. How did he get close to you to set up a scam? Tyler, you had to let him in. Why, if this is somebody you're working with, why is he spending the night at your house? Let's get into it. But his lawyer continues. Matthew Boyd says, Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. So you guys can read that on tmz.com. And I'm going to get to some of these text messages, right? Let's go into these texts. And you guys, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I am the Mommy Money Getter. You can find lifestyle content on my page, cooking, shopping, going out with my girls, aka the Barbs, just living my life. And you know I'm going to get to that bag, that content creator bag, as always. So thank you for tuning in today. Do not hesitate to comment and engage. We like to have fun over here while talking about this, that, and the third. Your girl's got a big mouth, okay, and an opinion on everything. But before we get to the text messages between Tyler and Derek, I just want to talk about the whole charges against Tyler, whether you believe them or not. What's going on in Hollywood? And specifically, what's going on with black men in Hollywood? Why are they constantly being accused of things like this? I mean, we know that it's not just them, black men, that is doing it, right? It's not. So let's not really even put race on it, right? What's good, everybody? I see I have a few people in my chat. Ethan, Maria, what's good? Ryan, thanks for tuning in. They get a little money and a little power and kind of use the two to control. Right, TSM. And I did see your many, many, many comments today. I've been busy, TSM. My daughter's birthday was yesterday. And so, oh my God, I'm exhausted from that. But I was, still doing my content bag as always. However, and TSM, I'm excited to listen to the track. I know you sent it to my business email. I got to get over to that and check my business email today and get back to you on that. But thank you for joining the live. And like I said, I'm going to listen to you and I know I'm going to like it. So I can't wait to get back to you on that. But, oh my G, I just wanted to make sure you saw it, etc. I seen it, boo. And I responded to you like on Facebook and a couple of other places where you commented. And I also emailed you. I don't know if you got my email today, but I used the email that you provided and I did respond to an email. But yes, I'll get back to you hopefully in the next day or two regarding that because I really want to take a listen and if I have any notes on it, I'll let you know and we could make sure we come together and get something that I know I'll love and, get you square. But yes, I think I agree with you. They get a little money. I think money and power can be intoxicating to some people. Right. Let's get into it. Tyler grew up poor. Tyler was abused. And Tyler struggled through life, right? And I'm sure it feels good to be a man who now has power. However, if Tyler swings that way, right? Couldn't Tyler just get with any man that he wanted to? I mean, and if he wanted like a little boy toy, I'm sure somebody would be glad to be his boy toy. And that's always the thing that I always find hard to believe because I know just everyday ordinary people, right? And people with who don't have money, they're attracted to people who do, right? And some people can't be bought or sold like that and they have integrity. I love those kind of people. I'm that kind of person. You can't just come at me and start talking about money or something and thinking that I'm going to just fall for it. If I don't want to do something, I'm not doing it, right? However, if I like you, we can chill. And if you have money and stuff like that, I would love to indulge in the things that you have and be a part of your life. As long as you don't get abusive and think that your money can make me do whatever. Because some people believe that, right? I have money, and they, in the back of their mind, they already know that they're leading with money, right? Because Tyler he's a decent looking man, but he's not like somebody, when I think of somebody that I will be attracted to, it's never a Tyler Perry, right? Especially since he dresses as Medea. I would be thinking about Medea the whole time if I'm a woman. And if I'm a man, I would be thinking about Medea the whole time too. So there's that part of the conversation. But at the same time, Tyler is creative. Tyler um, is a film producer, a writer. He's made millions. There's a lot about Tyler outside of his personality, his money, his looks. He's a creative man, and he has a lot going on. So I don't see why he would need to harass anybody. And that's what but like today, and this is a little off topic. I was reading one of the blogs, and I came across a story about a woman who was accused of inappropriate relations with a 15-year-old boy. She's a teacher. And those women are always white women with blonde hair, right? And they're always married. And they are, you know, they're decent looking women. But they are always messing with little boys. What is that? What is it about that type of female that is attracted to teenage boys, right? Because they're having this relationship, and they're, so I don't know. I think it's probably a sickness because, like I said, Tyler could get a woman. He could date women and he could date men. In his industry, he could probably have better access to the dating pool than most people who looks like him, right? You have desperate people, vulnerable, very for the long love of money. Yes, you do have people that are like that. You have people that will, let Tyler have it his way just to have access to his money. But I'm saying, why does Tyler feel the need to be with those type of sordid people? Because according to this guy, Tyler just saw him somewhere and said, "Hey, are you interested in acting?" Right? Why lead with that? Why not lead with, "Hi, I'm Tyler Perry. How are you? Um, are you single? What's wrong with are you single?" And then the guy telling you, "Oh no, I'm not single," or "No, I am straight," and you be like, "Okay," or "I just wanted to know. I thought you were attractive, and perhaps maybe we could get to know each other, but I understand," and move on to the next. What's wrong with that? Right, TSM. It's very easy. You could, you know, because men approach me all the time. "Hi, how are you doing? Are you married?" And a lot of times I'll say yes. I'm no longer married, but I will say yes, depending on the vibe I'm getting from that person. If I don't see them as somebody I would want to get to know, then yes, I am married. If I see them as somebody I would like to talk to, then no. And I'll exchange numbers. We'll conversate on the phone and see where it goes from there. That's how I'm old school. That's how I've always done it. Tyler seems to be using his role as a beacon of opportunity to manipulate certain individuals. Some would say that. Hi, Bold One for Life. Thanks for joining in. How are you doing today? How's your Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? Sheesh, it's Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. What's going on, Bold One for Life? Let me know. But that's the way it does seem like he is uh, using his roles to manipulate individuals. I don't know, but we're gonna like I said, we're gonna break it down and bring it back together right now. But did you guys check out the text messages uh, that Derek showed? And for all intents and purposes, do we know if those text messages are real? It shouldn't be hard to find out because we know from the Diddy case, the feds can go in and retract all that information, even from 2008. Because with Cassie and Diddy, the feds were able to go all the way back and get all those text messages and everything. So they can definitely get that information if they wanted to. So if the guy was telling a lie, it would be easy for them to find out. But from the text messages that I saw, it looks really like um, Tyler did send those text messages, right? So he was definitely, if those text messages are to believe, he was coming for dude. So last year it was Christian Keys. Let's look him up real quick, guys, and let's go back to that because I think it may have been the end of 2023. It was right after Cassie accused Diddy or came out with a lawsuit. It was like a couple of weeks after that or near that time that Christian Keys alluded to being harassed by someone. He made, um, let's go to that. Let's see if we can find that. So he said he had been harassed. So yes, it was in December 18th of 2023. And this is from Vibe magazine. And I'm going to go ahead and read that, guys. Please hit the thumbs up button for me if you are just now joining the live. And if you are new to my page, go ahead and subscribe to your girl. I promise you'll love it here. So this article is from Vibe magazine titled Christian Keys Opens Up About Harassment by Powerful Man. So he didn't say who it was, but many believed it to be Tyler. Okay? So actor Christian Keys took to Instagram to make an explosive revelation of experiencing harassment at the hands of a powerful man in Hollywood. In the video posted on December 15th, Keys mentioned that the unnamed person abused certain powers and were moving inappropriately, detailing how the alleged man harassed him for years. And I'm leaving out the S word intentionally, guys, so I don't run afoul of YouTube's policy. But again, detailing how the alleged man harassed him for years, the 48-year-old also noted that the Hollywood gatekeeper also had multiple young black men on payroll to be available at his request. So, Hollywood gatekeeper, and he's using young black men. Do you guys remember that one black not this let me stay on topic. I want to be transparent with y'all about that. I've done my best to forgive this person, but it happens. It happens, he said in the video. It's not just women that have to deal with it. It's also men sometimes. Men tempting men. That's why a lot of my posts over the last years have been about taking the scenic route. So he had this video. Do you guys remember seeing that Christian Keys video? He was an actor on All the Queen's Men. But I think after the first season, Tyler kind of took over. But it says the All Queen's Men actor caused much outrage by his Hollywood peers who immediately showed support across all social media platforms. Keys has since disabled comments on his post. Actress Elise Neal commented, "My brother, I understand and I completely am with you. I've been in these situations and I'm proud of you." As Get Out star Little Rel Howery wrote, "Proud of you, brother." So maybe people know about this. Just like with Diddy, people knew. People were aware. You think Tyler Perry is going to settle? Bold one? Whew. Well, you know what? Did he settle in 24 hours? If there was a lawsuit coming, I don't understand. You know that he knew the lawsuit was coming down the pipeline, just like Shannon Sharp knew the lawsuit was coming down the pipeline, and Shannon got ahead of it. Shannon was like, "Oh, you're not about to do that to me." But if the woman had been of age, Shannon, I think the public would have been on Shannon's side because they could see it for what it was. But with Shannon Sharp, what kind of got the public in an outrage against him is because the person that accused him is so much younger than Shannon. But Shannon came out. He showed the text messages. He said it. Look, they're trying to sue me, and he wanted everybody to know. He didn't even wait for them to say it because he wanted to get ahead of it. Same thing with Jay-Z. Was like, no, 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 no. You're not gonna accuse me of messing with a little girl. But because Tyler Perry didn't say it first, and because this has been going on behind the scenes for a year, it's been going on for a year. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to go back to the article. Tammy Roman posted, Christian, I've been around you several times, and you are such a light who walks with integrity and peace. I'm sorry you've experienced this, but I commend your bravery. Claudia Jordan wrote, you shared a piece of this with me when we first met maybe 15 years ago and said one day you would come forward, and you did. I am so proud of you. Queen Sugar starred Dondre T. Wilfield added, y'all don't want to have this conversation. If we told y'all about your heroes and sheroes, it would break y'all. It won't break me. I know people ain't no good. Man is capable of all evil things. So it wouldn't break me. I mean, I'm always shocked. I don't know why. Especially after R. Kelly. Oh, yes, just like Shannon and Diddy. Right, Bo one for life. Right. You know, Christian Keys accused Tyler, and I think nobody was really shocked because they all, everybody suspected that Tyler was, batting for the same team, right? Because he always, panders to black women, and that's one reason. Two, he's never came out publicly and had a relationship. Um, and three, he dresses up as a woman, and he does it very well. So many have always assumed that T. Pizzy was, part of the LBGTQ community. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine if that's who he is. Just don't harass anybody, right? You have all that power and all that money. Why would you be harassing folk? Leave people alone. But I don't know. Many are saying that there is an attack on black males, rich black males. Put a one in the chat if you believe that. Put a one in the chat if you believe there is an attack on black males. And I'm going to have a sip of water. Um, I would say yes and no. I would say yes, there is an attack, and no, there isn't an attack. If you weren't doing anything, nobody could attack you, right? If you're not guilty, how can somebody, you can be accused, but you need proof. Yes, people are going to believe what they want to believe, but if there is no proof, the accusations won't go anywhere. Just like with Trey Songz. You know how many times Trey Songz has been accused of assault? and people are constantly saying, where there is smoke, there is fire. But Trey Songz hasn't been arrested, and those suits don't seem to go anywhere. It's hurt his career big time, but nothing has really happened as a result of it. I mean, here's the thing: if you are chilling with one of these big wigs, right? If you're having fun and partying with these guys, and you get propositioned, you got propositioned. Say no. Um, I've been made to feel uncomfortable before because it was somebody that shouldn't have been talking to me like that because they were married. But I said no, and I let them know firmly, or they would look at you a certain way, ogling you or something like that. I can't stand to be ogled, and especially if it's not my man, especially if it's someone I'm not attracted to, and if it's somebody else's man or an old man. Get out of my face, right? But somebody can say whatever they want to you, right? They can. They can. I mean, you can feel disrespected, but if they didn't disrespect you, you could just feel disrespected because, like I said, if you're married, why are you trying to come on to me, right? Or you're way too old. You're like somebody's grandpa. Get out of my face. You can feel disrespected, but if somebody comes on to you like, hey, I'm interested in you, they can say whatever they want to say, and it's up to you to say no. Now, you might not like that they approached you, but no harm, no foul. You said no, they went on about their business. However, if somebody continues to do that every time they see you, then it's a problem. If somebody actually touches you, then it's a problem. If somebody starts trying to bribe you with money and saying, hey, well, I know you need a little help with that rent. And if you're ever in a bind, you could call Nate. shout out to uh shout out to what's the name of that doggone movie? Set It Off. Whew, y'all. But anyway, somebody could ask you anything they want to ask you, but like I said, if they are not trying to touch you, or if they don't continue to ask and badger you after you already said no, then that's it. And I also feel like this: you could say no, but mean yes, because I've done that. I've done that. I've said no, and I know I meant yes. And if you had asked me the next time, it would have been yes. So sometimes you might say, no, I don't want to date you in the beginning, right? But have you ever done that? Let me know in the chat. Have you ever met someone? He was like, oh, maybe we should go out one day. And you said, oh, I don't think so. I got a boyfriend. Or I don't know. I'm not dating right now. I'm just trying to focus on my work, focus on school, you know, trying to be coy, right? Or trying to play hard to get, because we women and sometimes men, we play hard to get, right? No big deal. But when you see that person, you might smile at them, or they might see you and smile at you. They're not approaching you anymore. You said no, but you see them often, right? You see them around work. You guys have a laugh or something like that, and you let it be known you might be interested. Hey, maybe we should go out. Okay, let's go out. But that's men and women getting to know each other. And again, if no one has, uh, if no one has touched you inappropriately or said inappropriate things to you, beyond that, it is what it is. Okay. So I just want to know why. I seen some of the text messages, and I want to know why, if this Derek guy wasn't interested, why were you constantly texting with Tyler? Why were you constantly visiting his house? Because you had no reason to be at Tyler's house, right? So let's go find the text messages and let's get into that. Okay. Uh, I'm trying to look them up. Okay, let's see. Here are some of the text messages, right? So here's one. You have a really fresh voice and take on things. I don't know where this is going, but I laughed the entire time. I could see the world and the characters. My exclusivity ends in 30 days. I want to take losing it out to Amazon or Netflix after that, engage their interest. But I also want to try and get you with the right people to help you make these shows work. They are not for my audience, but we need to find a home for this stuff. I don't want to miss another creek. You know that Eugene bought that to me first, but I didn't get it. And mine gets here tomorrow, so okay, so it seems just like work. So it doesn't seem like anything that, it all seems like work right there. Okay. All right. I don't, you know what I cooked, Derek? Spaghetti. I'm so messed up talking mess. What's it going to take? Oh, here's the juicy part. What's it going to take for you to have guiltless uh, intimacy? But he uses the S word. Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Yes, it's the exact same kind of card, Geo Metro. And then Derek says, giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist. That's so cool. Where you came from. Unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that, and it's so sad. You can be you can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in. So he's basically trying to coax him into doing it. Then he's texting him, Derek. Ooh, that's so creepy. And then Derek responds, just talking to my sister. And Tyler responds, I roll. Fine. Good night. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. And then Derek responds, trying to get off so I can go to sleep. So Derek is showing that he's not interested. And Tyler responds, I understand. And then Derek says, laugh out loud, apparently you're not the only one that's been drinking tonight. And Tyler says, I just started. Hmm. Here's another text message. I think this is Derek. Yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real. And then Tyler, well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. Hmm. And then Derek says, I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Joking, joking, joking. I hear you. And then Tyler, well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through, you know what, is in prison. So just stick to the no. Hmm. Now, this is to Tyler Perry. I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me, I hope you get past that block in your mind soon. And then Derek responds, well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. Hmm. Here's another passage. Listen to me. If you let the cast know that you and I have a new friendship, then you are opening up yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. You want them to know that you are there because of your talent and not because we have a friendship or because Tony got me to give you a job. You earn your spot like everyone else. Don't give people an opportunity to play you small or they will. Hmm. I don't really see anything that shows, not from these text messages. I don't see anything where I'm just like, okay, um, I'm just reading through the text because I'm trying to find a smoking text that shows that he was just really trying to get with him. And I really don't see it. I see him feeling like they're friends and he can be frank with him. Um, it looks like Tyler thought they were friends. Mm. And the way he's talking to him, it's not like Tyler is saying, I want to be with you. It's like he's saying that you need to, you know, be with somebody. He just say him. Okay, this one does. How do they make money then? Subscriptions? This is from Derek to Tyler. And Tyler responds, they make money from the advertising, lots of money. I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being smarty, testosterone. And Derek responds, oh, yeah, from the doctor, but it is making you feel better. I feel so good, but I don't like being, hmm. I feel sorry for the first person that flirts with me. And then Tyler says, call me. And then Derek responds, hey, I think that hangover hit me harder than I thought. Can we talk later? And Tyler responds, yes, it was quick, but okay. I really need to talk to you, my friend. Please call as soon as you can. But Derek isn't responding. Then on June, so Tyler's just constantly texting him. Then he says, trying to do rooms on the boat. If I invite Bill, would you be okay sharing a room with him or not? Hmm. And Derek is not really responding. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I guess that's him showing that he was on his boat or whatever. Maybe. I guess that's what that last text was about. Like, if you would you feel comfortable being with in a room with Bill? I don't know. It's a lot. It is a lot, and you would think, like I said, these people have money. Go buy you somebody for real, or don't even buy somebody. Like, that's illegal. Don't buy anybody. Use your personality. Use your charm. Stop leading with the fact that you are a celebrity, a rich celebrity that could provide others with opportunities. I mean, then you have the opposite of those people, right? You have those some people, some rich men, they don't trust anybody and they don't let anybody in because they think everybody is out to get them. Like they said 50 Cent is very cheap. Some woman said that she asked for 10,000 and and 50 was like he broke up with her because he didn't want somebody to ask him for money. And if I'm dating you and I'm rich and you ask me for money and I didn't just offer it up to you, I would feel some type of way like, are you just using me for my money? I would feel that way. So I get why 50 Cent did that because he may have felt like, right? You think he was setting up Tyler Perry too? That's what Tyler said. He said he felt like the friendship was just to set him up. And it kind of looked like, to me, like Tyler thought they were friends and he could confide in him. Like if you're my friend, but I'm not gonna say, I don't know, I don't see males telling each other they feel smorny, right? Take the SM off and put the H, but I'm trying to be discreet. I don't see men telling each other that. But people are different. And who knows what kind of relationship Tyler thought he had with this person. But and however, I didn't really see anything that could really point to um Tyler really just badgering and harassing him, except at the end. It was like Derek was ignoring him and he was constantly texting him. But he could have been texting him, and Derek could have been, instead of texting back, he could have called back. So I don't know. I don't know. But that's still a precarious position to put yourself in. If you are Tyler Perry, and this is someone you don't really know that well, exactly, he could have been playing him. Exactly, Boat One for Life. He could have been playing him the whole time. Because some people get into relationships with these people and they can play the long game. Today I found out that After the Hotel Continental incident with Puff, Cassie said she could sue him. She was already taking pictures and she was already documenting, right? She had all those tapes and all those, not tapes, she had all the laptops and phones. She kept them from years before that were broken. And she still held on to them because she knew that one day her day would come where she got the nerve, when she felt comfortable, when the opportunity would open up for her to sue him. I felt like once she decided to leave him and she felt like she couldn't take it anymore, it depended on how her life was going, she was going to sue him. Because her friend, her best friend said that. She said, I could sue him. And that's what she wanted to do. So some people will definitely play the long game and they will befriend you and and they will get close to you, hang out with you, and the whole time they don't like you. And this is the type of person I am. If I don't feel you, if I don't like you, then I want no parts of you. I don't care what I can gain from being connected to you. I don't care how much money you have. I have my own money. Now, if anything, show me how I can get what you have. If you have money or anything like that, show me how I can get to where you are. We can talk like that, and then I'll be your friend and you can be my mentor or whatever. If you need help or if you need me to intern and work so I can learn the business, sure. And I'm still cool with you, but I don't want to sell my soul to get those things. And people don't have to do that. And for me, it's never it's never like that where to the point where you should say, well, and I got to say myself too cuz I've stayed at a job that was not good for me for a number of years where I felt that I wasn't being treated right and I did stay. So I do understand staying with somebody and you're being mistreated, and I do believe that some people may feel like, well, I can't leave because then my career is over. But that's something that you tell yourself because I could have quit my job anytime, right? And I could leave my job anytime. I think that's a failure on that person to believe something like that. So if anybody is listening and you feel like, well, I can't leave my job because how will I feed my family? Or I can't leave this man because I won't be able to do X, Y, Z. No, that's crazy. If you're a person of faith, I'm a person of faith. So that was definitely crazy for me to think like that because I am a believer. So there was no way that I should have been staying anywhere where I didn't feel served any longer. I should have been got my tail out of there. That was on me. And I feel like that's on a person if they say, well, I'm going to lose a role or I'm going to be blackballed. Wait, so you're going to continue to stay somewhere and be mistreated and be harassed for years later? Continue to, that's like a mind, that's like a mind, like, ooh, I don't even want to imagine. And mind you, I did take breaks from work. I did ask for time off. So I didn't just continue to do that. I was trying to break free from that. I was trying to be treated fairly and all of that too. So, you know, I had my reasons for staying. But I ultimately knew that, it wasn't serving me and I had to get out of there. I was looking to get out of there. So if you're in a situation and you don't think you could handle it emotionally, you're not being treated fairly, leave. Leave. You don't have to stay. Start getting your game plan together. They tell people, women who are abused, start planning. Plan. Start taking $20 here. If you have an abuser, if you're on a job, start applying to different jobs. Start building connections with other people. And for crying out loud, start recording. Start keeping a document of things. Start journaling so that you can use that if push comes to shove. Women or men, if you are in a situation and you need to go and you got to hurry up and flee, make sure you have some type of money. Make sure you know, okay, on this paycheck, when I get paid, I'm going to take my money and I'm going to divert it. Like, if he knows where your money goes to, right? And you know on this date you're going to leave, have it set up to where you have an account he doesn't know about, and weeks in advance have your money diverted to another account so he can't control that money, right? Because I know a lot of people who are married these days are also working. And then you have everything sent to where you need it to be sent. You tell whoever you need to tell. And then that Friday, you're going to work or whatever, and you're taking the kids to work, to school like you normally do. But you don't ever show up to work and you don't ever show up to school. You just continue to go and you go somewhere where he doesn't know where anybody is. And that's how you get away from there. If it's a job, you start applying to another job, and the whole time you're keeping your documents, you're recording people, you're doing whatever you need to do to have that in your back pocket to use. So when you do leave, if somebody does blackball you from movie roles or from getting acting gigs, then you have them on tape and you can expose them. We live in a different time now where if you come out against somebody, people are going to believe you. It's not like before where people don't want to believe it or they'll take that person's side. So I don't think in 2025 that's not an excuse. And Bill Maher, they people raked him over the coals because he said, "Why don't you just leave? Like, why would you stay in a position like that? Like, we've had the Me Too movement, we've seen Bill Cosby on trial, we've seen Kelly on trial, and now Diddy on trial. So you will be believed. All you have to do is get your story to the right attorney, and they send it to the blogs because that's what they do, really. You guys know that, right? They go to TMZ and say, "Look, I got a story," and TMZ post it, and then they go to the courthouse and they file a lawsuit if you don't pay them. That's the way they do it. And they put out text messages and they put out emails and they put out recordings of you. So even if you didn't do it, they can make it look like you did. And then the public will start, "Oh, yep, they did it. I believe everything they said." So it's a public relations nightmare for you, even if you didn't do it. So if you settle, that can kind of make it worse too. I don't know, guys. It's just, oof. Ooh, my phone is getting hot. Anybody else's phone get hot when they go live? I'm gonna start going live from my laptop. But yes, guys, I guess we'll see what's going on with it's in the early stages. Tyler says it's a shakedown. It is a scam. But is Tyler like the other male celebrities? Is he guilty of harassing his actors? One person alleged it, like alluded to it being Tyler. The person who said it has only really been in Tyler Perry films, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't come across other people, other producers that could have did it. And this guy, he's just coming out right saying it. And this is not new. This is over a year old, guys. Derek actually went to um, file a claim against Tyler last year. So it's not new. You know? And do you guys think this will lead to Tyler uh, facing charges? Because if he really touched dude's thigh, and it was only a thigh, it was only a thigh that he's saying that he touched. But that's enough, right? That's enough. I don't know if that's considered assault. I don't know. But I'm going to keep you guys posted on this. We're going to keep our eyes open to see what's happening next with this because Tyler, his lawyer just made a statement. He hasn't really said anything, but I don't know. It was a half an accusation almost 2 years ago, and now it's an outright accusal of Tyler Perry. So, whatever. And then this is the part that always gets me. These guys, these millionaires, these billionaires, there will start to be ramblings of uh, people or murmurings, let's say that. People will start accusing them of things, right? And then you'll hear about it in the media. And then it may go away, right? They may pay them off or whatever, but it goes away. And then you would think that they would tighten up and get, their act together, right? But they don't do that. They continue on with business as usual, right? So it's like, who does that? You know that you're being accused of something. You know that the public is already starting to feel like where there is smoke, there is fire, right? So why continue on with that? Why continue to engage in those type of activities with other people? For instance, with Diddy, right? He did all that stuff to Cassie, but then he didn't stop there. He continued on with another woman and another woman. At the trial, there was like 3 or 4 people who alleged that they had been assaulted by Diddy. So this is over, and this was over from 2008 until 2024. So for 16 years, he continued to play in the public's face and in those women's face. It would be one thing if he had just did that with Cassie, but there was a woman that he was doing the exact same thing with. Right as he was going to jail, he knew that he was being investigated for it. That's what made the game really cold. Diddy knew that he was being investigated and even said, I can't talk on the phone. And he knew what he was being investigated for. And yet he continued to indulge himself in those freak offs. So why would anybody do that? I don't get that. Like, that you're facing charges, like the feds. This is not even just regular charges. This is federal charges. They have been to your house by boat. They rained down on both your homes in Miami and in Los Angeles. They meant business, and you're still playing around like it's a joke, planning freak offs. And this guy spent thousands of dollars. One hotel charged him 100K for damages, 50K for damages. So for just the damages alone to the hotels. These guys, if you're listening to this, they're not playing with you. You better knock it off if you're doing it. I mean, and people, if you're involved in it, I mean, your mental health, your physical health is not worth no amount of money that you could be given. No movie role, no singing opportunity, no record deal. Your mental health, your integrity should not be able to be bought with a price. Because if you can be bought and sold, then that is prostitution. That's what you are. So it's no. And as a matter of fact, those people who say no, they're better respected, and they get to act in the roles. Because you can't tell me that a Denzel Washington or Angela Bassett has to play those kind of games. They're talented. Beyonce doesn't have to play those kind of games. She's talented. You think Michael Jackson had to play those type of games? Oprah? Oprah's not playing those games. She doesn't have to. She's Oprah. And if people really believed in themselves and really felt like they had something to offer, they wouldn't even allow somebody like a Tyler Perry to play on their top like that. in my opinion. And I don't think that I'm, you know, outside the scope of reality here. I honestly, unless somebody is holding something to your head and threatening you, then you have no excuse for staying with someone, especially after it happens the first time. And if it's happening time and time again, at that point, you are not a victim, you are a willing participant. Fear is not a reason for you to stay with somebody. As a matter of fact, that's when you should really tell and get them out of your life. Don't keep somebody in your life for something that's meaningless as money or an acting role. Because at the end of the day, Cassie, for instance, now the whole world knows what you were doing. The whole world knows what you were up to with Puffy. And it's a good thing you got that money. I hope it lasts, but nobody is going to feel like, oh, Cassie was a victim. At the end, at the beginning of the day, when it's all said and done, they're going to be like, look at what Cassie did for money. But when they realize all the things you were doing, people are going to be like, how could you do that? Yeah, that's the way the world thinks. You know, even the victims, when they feel like it's too much that they allow themselves to go through, they start to victim shame and victim blame, which is not right. The only people that I really consider victims, and I may be wrong, and maybe I shouldn't look at life like that, but I only consider children as victims. And here's why. Because most of the time, also how it's going to affect her marriage, right? Well, her husband, bold one for life, her husband is saying that, he stood by his wife and Puffy didn't break his wife and, basically he was with her. But all the things that she said on the stand, I can't see how he's not at least thinking about that. Anybody would. Like, man, you did what? You stayed for what? And, even after she says Puffy violated her, she still continued to meet up with him and call him and she even had consensual intimate relations with him. So it's all crazy. It really is. Exactly, I would think about it. Right. Like if I knew, like if I'm this guy Derek, or if I'm a man, if I'm married to a man and he says that he was assaulted by another man for years, and the man made him do X, Y, and Z, made him get golden showers, made him be with other men without protection. I'm not staying with you, first of all, because you are nasty. And how could a man make you do that? Why didn't you tell? Like you told now when you broke. Why didn't you tell back then? I'm not going for that. I don't want to hear any excuses. You like men. That's what I would be saying to myself. That's just me. And I'm not saying that's how Cassie was or that's how Cassie's husband is, but for real, like, mm-mm. Nope, I'm out. Right, Bo one for life. I am out. I'm out the door. Mm-mm. Because how can you protect me if you couldn't even protect your own self? Mm-mm. I got to go. But, and then you said, well, I would have lost my movie role if I didn't do it. What? You did what? With who? For what reason? No. You let Tyler Perry rub on your thigh because you did not want to lose a role in his movie? Man, if you don't get out my face, I'm going to feel some type of way. With Harvey Weinstein, a lot of the actresses said that he promised them movie roles. So basically, a quid pro quo situation like what Tyler is being accused of. Okay, so you say no. You say no. Because who the heck wants to be with Harvey Weinstein? You don't do it and then cry later about it. Oh, I thought I was going to lose my acting gig. What? What part of the game is that? Bold one for life. I'm so serious. Guys, when you come into the let me put that on in here. Let me comment that. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up for your girl. Hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up for your girl. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up for your girl. Um, Now that's my new song. Thumbs up. Thumbs up for your girl. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up for your girl. Hit that thumbs up for me, guys. I'm so serious. Like, my man could not come home and tell me and look me in my face and say, um, baby, don't get mad, but I let Tyler Perry rub on my thigh. I'm telling you, for real. I'm telling you, my man could not come home and say, I let Tyler Perry rub on my thigh because I was afraid that I would lose my role in the movie. That is preposterous. For real. I would be wondering, like, what's wrong with your head? Like, something has to be wrong with you. But people do it every day. People do it every day because they want access. They want to be a part. Ain't no way, Pole One for Life. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no other way. Mm-mm. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So yeah, shoot. Tyler Perry, um, 260 million for a thigh rub though? I mean for a thigh rub? 260 million? That was some kind of thigh rub. Man. Yeah. But if like I said, if Tyler Perry did it, then Tyler Perry, that's just what you got. Leave people alone. Stop bothering people. Cause that man has a right to work without being bothered. You know what I mean? Without having to deal with that coming from somebody. He has a right to go and do his work and not have to worry about you begging him to come on a boating trip or get on the yacht. And it looked like he was ignoring Tyler for a few of those texts, like I said. So I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, Tyler, get you a boyfriend and call it a day. Get you somebody, just like you had that beard you're with that you had that baby with by her, and you guys, you never really have her out. Get you a man. Get you a bed and go on about your business so you don't have to keep going through stuff like this. Because if you have you a little plaything, have you a man, set him up an allowance, and treat him right, then you don't have to worry about stuff like this. Or just talk to people who want to talk to you. Everybody's not for everybody. And just because you're rich, that doesn't mean that somebody wants to date you. If you're not used to getting attractive men, what makes you think because you're Tyler Perry that an attractive man is going to want you for anything but your money? That's just like an older woman, a 50-year-old woman dating a 20-something-year-old boy. He don't want her for anything but to use her in most cases. Only weirdos will want somebody that much older than them. I know because I used to be a weirdo. But yeah, I was just like, when I saw that headline yesterday, I was like, they got Tyler. They done got Tyler. They took out Bill and Diddy. I think it's a wrap for Diddy. I'm sorry, but unless he has one juror on the case, on the trial, that throws him a Hail Mary, it's over with for Diddy. But even if they don't get him for all those charges, he's going to get got for something. That's just real talk. That's it. Find you a boo. Diddy done for it. Yes, he is Bo One for life. He is done. He's cooked because I believe the prosecution has proven everything against him. He's coerced. He's done the coercion with the money part. Um, a little bit for that part, but the abuse he did the abuse, and he plied them with narcotics. That's the part. So you can say he plied them with the narcotics. He had plenty of that stuff. They didn't ask for it. He just had it at the ready. So that part, um, and then making them do it for days on end. Ugh, the kind of stuff he did. Like at some point, he had to know that his chickens were coming home to roost. He had to know that. Ugh. And it's a travesty because he has 6 children. But it's also a travesty because look at what he did to those women. And look at what those women thought they had to go through. A lot of them said they wanted to go back to work with him. They wanted to go back to work with him. They were begging for their jobs back. Jane Doe on the stand, she kept saying, I just wanted to make him happy. You just wanted to make him happy? Okay, so why are we here? Cassie even said that too. She wanted to make her man happy. You wanted to make him happy with a freak off. Okay, so, you know, that didn't mean they wanted to do it for days on end, of course. Everybody has a limit. They had a right to say, okay, I want to start here this day and I want to stop on at this time. They didn't have to keep doing it because they said yes. So I definitely feel like, hey, K Money, why you doing tonight, best friends? Beautiful. Oh, we're talking about Tyler Perry. Do you know who Tyler Perry is? Tyler Perry, the movie mogul, aka Medea. Medea might be going to jail. Do you guys think that Medea's going to end up in jail? Do you guys think that they're going to come for him like they came for Diddy when it's all said and done? You think so? Yes? Ooh, K Money. Ooh, Tyler Perry's big black self in jail. Ooh, they'll have some fun with him. That is crazy, though. $260 million lawsuit. Guys, if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up for your girl. Hit that thumbs up. Thumbs up for your girl. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up for your girl. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button too, because you know you're coming back. K Money, what you got going on today? How's your evening going? It's Wednesday. We're at the midweek. Anybody have plans for the weekend? I'm having a pajama party this weekend right here on live, and I'm going to be posting a flyer or posting something on my community wall for you to leave questions. So any question that you have for me, post it there and I'm going to possibly answer it during the Q&A at the pajama party. So tonight I'm going to post that flyer, and I'm also going to make a flyer for the pajama party so that you guys can be reminded of what's to come. But the pajama party will be this Saturday, June 21st at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I live on the West Coast. So if you're on the East Coast, 6 p.m. will be 9 for you. If you're in the Midwest, 6 p.m. will be 8 p.m. for you. And I know in some other places, it's just an hour ahead if you're on Mountain Time. But we're going to turn up. We are going to turn up this weekend. We're going to play games. Bring your snacks, bring your favorite drinks, whatever you want to bring. I'm also going to be streaming live from StreamYard. So I'm going to be inviting some of you up to the panel so you can shoot the Shiz Night E with me. It's going to be a whole key. And it starts at 6 and it ends. It might end at 12 midnight. It might not end for another. I know I'm just playing, but I have my limits. but we're going to have a good time. Your girl's going to be I'm going to be well rested because I'm going to sleep good that day. I'm wearing my PJs. I just got my PJs from Walmart the other day. I think I posted them in my last Walmart video. So Walmart has really cute pajamas for the ladies. I didn't really check out the ones for the dudes. So yeah, check out Walmart if you want to get pajamas. You can order them online. Use my Walmart storefront and use that link and look up pajamas. I'm sure you'll find something very cute. As a matter of fact, I did a pajama collection in my Walmart storefront. So if you want to get some camisoles, gowns, two-piece short sets, since it's summer, um, go over to my Walmart storefront on my profile and you'll be able to see the collection that I have. And that was the problem. I think the pajama collection was the last collection I actually did on Walmart. I need to update my storefront, but yes, definitely get your PJs because I'm gonna be calling some of you out to join me on live. So you want to be pajama ready. You want to be cute. Your girl's gonna be cute. I started doing like a wash and go, so I'm gonna make sure it's nice and fresh for Saturday night. I cannot wait. I am so excited, and I can't wait to turn up with everybody. So yes, like I said, tonight I'm gonna put that on my community wall. I'm going to add a flyer where everybody can ask me questions. You can ask me about anything about my life as a single mom, my dating life. You might even have, don't ask me nothing about content creation. Ask me anything except something about content creation. We're not talking business, we're having fun. And don't ask me anything about my kids. If it relates to my kids, no, they're off limits. So you can ask me anything about me, what I do for fun, um, what was my last date like, I don't know. You might want to ask me where I get my makeup from, my clothes. I don't know. But I can't wait to see the questions that you ask me. And I can't wait for us all to have a good time. We're midway through the year. This is the first week of summer. So we're just going to have a ball, right? And I have questions for you too. I might do a little giveaway. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. So think about the snacks that you're gonna have. I think I don't drink anymore, so since I don't drink anymore, I'll probably have some different snacks to partake in. I know I will have my Stanley filled up with ice water. I'm gonna be ready to talk. I'm gonna be ready to laugh. I'm gonna want to talk about what's going on, um, hot topics, whatever floats our boat, whatever gets us laughing is what I'm gonna be talking about. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, I don't know. I feel like there's not really an attack on black men, but I do feel like because if these black men are doing it, then they're doing it. But I do feel like the focus, I don't want to say an attack is on black men, but I feel like the focus is on black men because we already know it's not just black men that are harassing these women and men. Everybody is doing it. You see Leonardo DiCaprio, he always has a young girlfriend. All of them do, but they don't ever get called to the table for that. Can I ask you a question right quick, best friend? Shoot K Money, what would you like to ask? Let me know. And not only are only black men being called to the table, um, it's like they're coming at them with both barrels. You know, they're not letting up on them at all. They want to take their money from them. They want to take their reputation for them. They want to take everything from them. Another thing, though, while I'm thinking about it, like Diddy, he saw what happened to R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, and he was doing all that stuff and wasn't afraid that he would get caught. that just shows you how people can get so caught up into substances and things like that that it clouds their judgment. Because I really feel like Diddy had cloudy judgment. When my friend at Daily Sits with Jazzy J, oh, I'm not sure. Maybe you should go to her page. She's probably on her page. Go check her out on her page. Because usually she do come to my live sometimes. Go over to her page and see where she's at. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is I'm the mommy money getter over here. I don't know who's on whose page or what where people are at. We're talking about the Tyler Perry case. We're talking about rich black men, and we're talking about the conspiracy theory that the man is just trying to take black men down. So if you have anything to add to that conversation, let me know. And I'm just having fun. I'm just chit chatting with you guys. Um, I'm having a good year. Last year was pretty good. This year has been extra good. And I know my life is only about to get better and better and better. So today I'm just having a good day. I wasn't really gonna talk about Tyler Perry, but then I said, you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's see what the money getters think about this whole situation and what's going on right now. I feel like I just feel like it's a drag because say what you want about Tyler Perry, it's just like even if he did do it, it still feels like disheartening because you're like everybody that you believe in, they're really like the worst of the worst. And if this is true about Tyler, if he's using his money and his power, because Tyler is one of the only people that is employing black people regularly. So if he is using his position of power to gain access to men that he's going to exploit, then he definitely needs to pay for that. But it still hurts. It hurts because it's like, who can you believe in? And who do our children have to look up to? Right? I hate that for us. I hate that, people don't have any integrity or anything like that. Like, get it together. Um, I'm sitting up here opening up a tutti frutti for my daughter's party. I've been eating way too much candy today. But I said today I would actually start my diet. That didn't happen. But we'll see tomorrow. I think tomorrow, though, really, I'm going to get up early in the morning and I'll probably go live out in the wilderness, out in the wild, aka Starbucks. I'm going to have chai tea and I'm going to be dressed in the morning so you guys get to see my pretty little beautiful face first thing in the morning. And we'll probably go live for about an hour or so and get our day started. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, you don't want to miss my pajama jammy jam this weekend. It's going to be so dope. Only the cool people will be there. If you're not cool, you can't get in. If you're not cool, I'm definitely not letting you up to join the panel. So don't even think about it. But we're going to have a time. We're going to have a key just like we do all the time over here on my channel. So if you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And turn on your notification bell because you don't want to miss out when I go live next. I usually go live pretty much at 6 o'clock, between 6 and 7 every night. But tomorrow, like I said, I'll probably go live earlier in the day. That's what I'm thinking I'll do. I'm not sure. But What are your plans for the week, for the rest of the week? Who's still working or who's just chilling there? Is anybody going on any vacations? I want to take my kids to Texas or Hawaii. I have both on my agenda, so I may take them to one or the other. I don't know yet. But I think that I might go to my phone is getting hot again. I might go to Texas first and then Hawaii. We will see how that goes. But yeah, I just think that life is going to keep on life. And no matter what's going on with these people, we're just going to keep talking about it, right? Another thing that I've been having my eye on and been keeping informed about is the war between Israel and Iran. And I've been praying for them because that's just crazy. That the way that they let those missiles off in Israel, whew, I hope those people are okay. I'm sure they're not. And Trump keeps saying if they do this and they do that, it's going to be an attack like never before. But he hasn't done anything. Like Iran is constantly attacking Israel, and the U.S. hasn't stepped in really. So you guys stay prayed up. It's a lot going on in the world around you, not just in the entertainment world. We pay attention to that stuff. However, we really need to be paying attention to what's really affecting us, right? So make sure you pray over your family and make sure you keep your head on the swivel because we don't know what's happening from one day to the next. And it's like that's the design of the times, right? Yes, so sad. I'm praying for the people. Me too, because if you're a Christian, then you believe that Israel are God's chosen people. And a lot of people believe that. So I just kind of like not question God, but I just know that, God has blessed them. But I know that the U.S. is their ally, so I don't understand why the U.S. isn't doing more to help them. Although I know that we do have to tread carefully because if you go over there getting in between Iran and Israel, then you got Russia and you got South Korea coming behind them. And South Korea, they have nukes. They have them. So, yeah, we'll be, that's another thing I will be keeping everyone abreast of moving forward. Yeah. Hang on, guys, for me for 1 second. Mm-hmm. 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 I was just checking the traps, guys. And yeah, I think we're going to end it there tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, I'm the Mommy Money Getter. My name is Charity, and I love you all. Stay prayed up and keep the faith because no matter what this world has going on, it's always going to be your faith in God that's going to keep you going. So trust and believe in Him no matter what. You guys have a good night, and I'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, probably in the morning, and we'll do a morning live and, stay motivated throughout these crazy times. But be on the lookout for that. So make sure you are following and check me out for that. Have a good night, everybody.